Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to Monster Tamer Showcase, the segment on this channel where we check out new and up-and-coming monster taming projects. This time we're checking out Essentures, a Pokemon and Zelda-inspired game that clearly takes inspiration from the Game Boy Color era of graphics. I'm going to play the trailer for you guys uninterrupted, and then we're going to go into different details about the game via their website, so enjoy. So all in all, this is a really cool and unique concept where instead of just using basic weapons and having companion monsters like we'd see in a game like Creature Keeper, your monsters can actually turn into your weapons. You can utilize them in the overworld, or you could utilize the monsters themselves in turn-based combat. There's a lot more that's going to go into this, and we're going to read into it in a second, but I really do think the game looks sick. The music sounds pretty cool too, and the graphical style, I'm absolutely in love with Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance style games specifically. I love that era of gaming, so I'm definitely liking it. They have a few different web pages on their website going over the story, the creatures, and the customization in which the game has for the player, so we're going to touch on each of them there by reading over what's going on the website. Essentures, a journey to the past. Essentures is a game that takes inspiration from great games of 90s and late 80s era, but not forgetting the quality improvements and practicality of today's standards. An adventure through 4 kingdoms where you can use creatures as allies or as weapons. It's your choice how you will travel this whole world, defeating the ancient gods and discovering the universe's mysteries. The story, background, all stories have a beginning. The world was always filled with these creatures made by the substance called essence. They don't die, they don't starve, and they're really prone to act violently. It was not always a good world to live, however, the whole thing changed when humanity could make weapons from these creatures, making them superior and dominating the whole Essentures fauna. But the power of man is as big as it's hungry for more power. Wars amongst humanity have risen, and even the divinescents, the gods of this world, had to intervene. With the help of Zeros, the biggest of the divinescents, one man rose above all, Alexandros, the emperor that unified the whole world as one and ceased the conflicts amongst humanity. Definitely see the Zelda inspiration here. When peace is limited to the hands of a single man, its morality became the biggest threat to the peace era. By its last days, Alexandros, with the blessing of all divinescents, announced a championship. By winning the 7 trials of the 7 wonders, a new emperor would rise. To help this campaign, humanity had been gifted with a new way to fight. By using the gauntlet, the Essentures could manifest as allies. Fusing their souls with the creatures, man could start sharing their lives with Essentures, becoming both part of one. However, why win a championship when you can burn it down? If the story's been sounding too similar to another game, it's here where things break apart. The truth about this story may not be exactly what the book describes. You are someone who has been trained your whole life waiting this day. It happens that the whole championship is a deceitful event made for another purpose that only interests the divinescents themselves, who says that to you is Venus, someone that has parted ways with divinants long ago. With your new ally, the Essenture Mater, you're going to start a crusade against the gods. Then we just have a few screenshots here of some different areas and some really nice ancient Egypt-inspired hieroglyphs, and we also have what looks like to be the outside of some sandy city with a pyramid and the gauntlet sort of floating in the air. So it seems that there might be some sort of link between like ancient Egypt and the Essentures, which is pretty cool. So now onto the creatures. In Essentures, each creature have one infant stage and one adult stage. The infant stage is shared amongst members of the same family, each with one respective color, whilst each adult stage is unique. 200 is the quantity of all adult forms, considering there are 70 families with one infant stage. There's a total of 320 creature sprites within the game. And this gives you an example. So you might have the same pre-evolution, which is the infant stage, but then they evolve vastly different. To fully grow up, a creature must adapt to its habitat. This concept is called fully adaptation. Now, I think the author of this is English as a second language, because fully adaptation doesn't really sound like a grammatically correct statement. I think full adaptation would be what you would call it in English. However, a creature can use a special place in the Essentures world to have a time skip of thousands of years of adaptation cycles and be reborn to a new habitat. This process is what we call evolution, the literal concept. A creature that passes through many evolution cycles can remember its past forms and change to them at any time in battle. That's very interesting. It's almost like a place that is the atomic clock from Monster Crown. Weaponize your creatures. Optionally, you can use your creatures as weapons. In the Essentures world, creatures can transform themselves into weapons. This is really necessary in exploring mode where the game is top-down action like Zelda games. Each creature can support you becoming one weapon, boosting your stats and giving you special moves. Also in full battles, where the turn-based RPG takes place, you can use a creature as an ally. It's up to you to decide what fits better in your strategy, whether it's a weapon or a creature, but put in your mind that Essentures are not your slaves or meat shields. You have to fight too. By charging your gauntlet, you can beat the weapon out of any creature, making it your ally as well. You can get the creatures even from other warriors too. Also, you can capture enemy trainer monsters as well. The starters, the families below, are the initial partners you'll have in this world. There's 4 of them and you get to pick 2. So you get to start with 2 starters. There's the Nimbus family, the Canis family, the Mostello family, and the Fortuna family. Then we have a small snippet about customization. You may change the skin of the game to various different colors, images, and backgrounds. Choose your favorite creature or character and get the skins. There are also rare skins and exclusive ones for the community only, so stay tuned to our social media so you don't miss out on an opportunity to collect them. And I'm just going to let a few of these skins sort of play by. You can basically have them on screen when you're playing is what I'm assuming, basically what you saw in the trailer. So yeah, guys, that's basically the gist of the information we have now regarding the game. I'm definitely excited for this and very intrigued by the concept between being able to switch between a action RPG essentially and a turn-based RPG on the fly. I'm curious as to what situations would call specifically for action combat versus turn-based combat and why you might want to switch between the two, or if they're both completely optional from one another and you could play the game entirely differently depending on your playstyle. Because if that's the case, you'll be able to literally play this game twice, once like a Zelda game, once like a Pokemon game. That's pretty cool. Anyways, let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this game. Let me know what you'd like to see. And for more monster taming content, definitely make sure to like and subscribe to this channel. You can follow me on Twitter at GymLeaderEd. Check out my Discord, my Patreon, my Twitch. All links in the description. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.